I have to ask you the question, though, and I know based upon that last statement you made, the question is, what do you think Jared Goff must do this season to secure the long-term job? What do you think he has to do to secure that job
I'll be
long-term?
honest, I don't know if that possibility exists. Jared Goff being the long-term guy, I think he would have to
Mm.
light it up,
Mm.
light it up this year for them to just totally ignore the quarterback position moving forward. And I think that's what it comes down to.
Wait, I'm not saying ignore the quarterback position. They can very well next draft go out and use like a third or fourth round
Well,
pick to
yeah,
improve the backup quarterback
I'm
situation.
not
I
thinking
definitely
that.
agree
I'm
with that.
thinking like they go get C.J. Stroud from Ohio State or someone. They're putting all of their eggs in somebody else. That I think that will happen. I think there's a very high chance that happens. The way it doesn't happen, and I think what the Lions season hinges on the most this year is Goff balling out because Dan Campbell said the situation, at least offensively, is actually pretty solid. Good O line, good running backs, pretty good wide receivers, all things considered. Especially once Jameson comes back, it's like you stink again. You got nothing to say, brother. And if I had the bet, if my apartment's on the line, Dave, I'm not betting that Jared Goff's going to set the world on fire this year. I hate to say it. I do, but I watched the game. I played QB in high school. Not that that has anything to do with an NFL quarterback, but like I've watched him play. I've seen him move. I've seen him trying to evade a pass rusher. Like you just need more. You need more from a guy. That's plain and simple.
Obviously, we're going to have to agree to disagree here because here's the thing. You said Jared Goff needs to ball, and I do agree. Jared Goff needs to have a really good year this year. But I think that with the talent that's around him, there's a better chance of that happening than probably over the last 3 years, ever since
For sure.
2018 actually did happen. Because here's the way I look at it. You have an offensive coordinator that is working directly with Jared Goff to build this offense and scheme for exactly his strengths. So there's that. You have a coach and a GM that have expressed utmost confidence in him. So you don't have to worry about the trust factor that was there in LA between him and freaking Sean McVay. You've got a very young, talented, and deep wide receiver room. You've got a nice corral of running backs, and you're behind one of the top 5 offensive lines. As far as I'm concerned, yes, what you said. If he does not do well this year, yeah, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. But in my mind, Jared Goff did well last year with substantially less. And what I mean by that is over like the last 6 games. Again, most of his offensive line was dealing with injuries. DeAndre Swift was injured. TJ Hawkinson was injured. All he had to throw to was Josh Reynolds and Amon-Ra St. Brown. If he can do what he did with just them, and he's going to have almost 4 or 5 times that much talent surrounding him to start the year, I think it's a foregone conclusion that he is going to do better. The question that's on everybody's mind is, how much better is he going to do? Is he going to recapture that 2018 form? I, again, more optimistic, believe that he can do it. That is my opinion, and I get it. There are some people that don't agree with me. That's totally fine. That's why having these discussions is a good thing. I just think that, in my opinion, again, like we were just talking a couple minutes ago, let's just say, hypothetically, the Lions win 9-10 games, and they slip into the playoffs. Okay, fine. You got into the playoffs. Can you win a playoff game? If Jared Goff wins a playoff game here in Detroit, at that point, you have to have that discussion because he'd be the first quarterback in Lions history since Eric Kramer to win a playoff game.
If he wins
I'm
a
not saying
playoff
it's
game,
gonna
the citizens
happen.
of Detroit will not let the guy leave, even if Dan Campbell wants him to. They won't let the guy leave. So if he wins a playoff game, there's no more questions to be asked. And I agree, he did improve at the end of last year. But I got to see that over a 17-game span now, not just 6 or whatever it was. I know people were out and this and that and the other thing. But being the quarterback, making $30 million a year or whatever it is he makes, you go 0-8. Sure, the O-line was a little banged up. Sure, you didn't have any wide receivers. You're 0-8, people are going to be like, this QB. What's the deal with the quarterback? Plain and simple.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. You know I be on a what?